Yeah. This episode was, it actually was the exact opposite for me. The way I felt about the first two episodes, which I did not really laugh a lot at, although I certainly appreciated the journalistic realism that you and I have experienced over our years in the business. This episode for me was more of a laugh out loud experience versus the realism of journalism, which is I think it was very disingenuous and it was very unjournalistic like to go into this mattress store
Yeah,
posing as a couple as opposed to actually saying I am a journalist. That is what we are taught, is to
right.
introduce yourself as who you are and leave no way for any stone to be unturned that you did not know that you were a journalist. But that again, given the realism they've had in the first two episodes, I was okay with it because it was funny. There was a lot of funny gags between the two main characters. As there's a budding romance between them. I think that will eventually come to fruition, and you can tell that Ned is sort of a little gangly when it comes to to her because he likes her, but he's also her boss. So it's kind of a weird situation. But the episode really pulls together well for me at the end when they do uncover that story, and it the spark that she had from that story makes her want to stay. It makes her want to continue because she believes the process now. I think with the Toledo Truth Teller, she believes in maybe the not 95 or even 85% viability of the paper's future, but I think she's starting to understand this is why she did this in the beginning. This is why she wants to be a journalist and wants to remain a journalist, because she can uncover truth. And that's, one of the biggest selling points, I think, to all journalists is being able to uncover truth, inform the public, and be that connective tissue from the public to people in power and people in power to the public. And I think that this episode ends on a great note that's really showing her like, she didn't stay because she likes Ned, or she didn't, there wasn't some contrived plot device that makes her stay. It was the fact that she felt the spark and the adrenaline of good journalism again. And that's what I think we all can relate to when we see her. When you might have a day where you're like, man, I don't want to be in this industry anymore. And then you have a day like she had where you uncover a great story, or you write a great story, or you're content with a story that you wrote, and it just makes you kind of fall in love with the business all over again.